Hi, this is Jesse Liberty from Telerik. Today we're going to take a look at just what it takes to add a Telerik control to a new application. Let's go ahead and create a new project. And that's going to be a Visual C# Windows Store project. We'll use the blank app and we're going to give that a name. We'll call it Getting Started and go ahead and click OK. So that's just like any other application. The only thing that you have to do is add a reference. So right-click on References and say Add Reference. Go to the extensions and click on RadControl for Windows 8. That's all you need to do for adding your references. Now in main-page.xaml, we're going to want to go ahead and add a using statement for the namespace. So let's open main-page.xaml. We'll make a little bit of room and we'll add the namespace Telerik and add our using statement to point to the appropriate Telerik assembly. Because we're going to be building a chart, we'll use the chart assembly and we're ready to go ahead and build our application. In this case, we're going to add a resource, which is just a style for the label. And we can go ahead and add our Telerik control. In this case, the Rad Cartesian chart. Add properties to that Rad Cartesian chart like name, and we're ready to fill in the Cartesian chart element. To add a line chart, we want to set the major lines visibility to yes, and we want to set the horizontal axis to be a categorical axis. The category we're going to use is month. So that's a date time component, and we'll set the label format and the label style using the resource we declared above. We can go ahead and set the vertical axis to be a linear axis, and again we'll set the label style. And then we're going to create our line series, binding that to the revenues property of a class that we're going to create in just a moment. We'll set the line series to bind to the amount field, and we'll set the category binding to bind to the date field. Let's go to the project and add a class. And that data class we are going to call month sales. Month sales has two properties, the date and the amount. And we saw that we bound to the month sales date and amount in the XAML. And now all we need is a view model class which will serve as the data context that we're going to bind to. We'll call our class main_viewModel, and we'll have it implement iNotify property changed. So we'll give it a property changed event and an onProperty changed method for handling iNotify property changed. In addition, we will give our main_viewModel a revenues property, and you remember that we bind to revenues. And our constructor will call a private helper method called loadData. LoadData will have the responsibility of creating the data that we'll use and will stand in for getting that data from a database or a data service. Let's go to the code behind for main-page.xaml, and in the onNavigated_to method, we're going to set the data context for our Cartesian chart to be a new instance of the main_viewModel. That's all we have to do. We can build our application. Let's set it to run in the simulator. And when we run it, you can see our chart with our revenue data. For Telerik, this is Jesse Liberty. Thank you very much.